all, welcome back to Disrupting Diabetes. Before we start, I just want to ask you all a favour, and that is I really need you guys to like, share and subscribe to this channel. And the reason I ask that is that I want to get this out to as many people as we can and continue to help people who are, struggling with diabetes or are just been diagnosed with diabetes, but also people who just want to generally improve their health. All these things I'm doing will improve the health of everyone, not only diabetics. Today's video is my 3-month update, and you'll see the improvements I've made. So I've made improvements with my weight, my blood results. You'll see my blood test results. So not quite where I want to be, but big improvement there. And also I've changed my diet up a little bit, and also just my general well-being, how I'm feeling. So hope you enjoy the video, guys, and let's keep disrupting diabetes. So I got my blood test back, and you'll see the main thing we're interested in is the A1C test, which is down from 10.2 to 6.3. And if you're not familiar with what that is, it's sometimes called the hemoglobin A1C test. What it does is, basically hemoglobin is part of the red blood cell that carries oxygen to the cell, but also glucose will attach itself to that hemoglobin, and obviously the more blood glucose level or higher blood sugar you have, the more glucose will attach itself to that cell. And because your red blood cells will last around the 3 months in your body, they're able to get an average of how much glucose was in your blood in those 3 months. So that's why every 3 months they say to have an A1C test. Once again, I never took any medication, so I brought all this down without medication. I might have took metformin once or twice in the early days when Renelle was having a bit of a freak out. So really happy with that result. And what they do with the A1C, this is how they diagnose if you're diabetic, pre-diabetic or not diabetic. So at the moment at 6.3, I'm in the pre-diabetic range, so I'm no longer diabetic. But if I was another 0.3 percentage point, if I was 6.6, I am diabetic. So why them numbers, I don't know. And what they were saying is, once you got the diabetes, it's then a chronic disease that from there up was just managed and led to all these complications. Basically had to control it with medication. So like I said, I have no medication, and I've brought it back down to pre-diabetes range. I'm obviously trying to get back under 5.7 is the number, to be out of pre-diabetes, and obviously the lower I can get into the 5s, the better I'll be. So that's where I'm wanting to get, but great result for me, very happy. And with that, just a little side note with the doctor, I went and did the blood test, and all I was interested in was A1C. So I rang the pathology place where I got it done and said, could you give me the results? They said, no, we can't. You have to go and consult a doctor, which I didn't have time to do, but I rang the doctor, the practice there, and I asked them for the result. They said, no, we can't give you that. You'll have to have a phone consultation with the doctor. So that was, I think, $75 or whatever. Rang me up. He said, how's things? Yep, good. I said, I had a blood test, brought the results up. He said, I said, how'd I go? He said, you've done very well. You're from 10.2 down to 6.3. I said, he said, that's a fantastic result. He said, but your cholesterol's still high. So he didn't worry about what I'd done, didn't ask me what I'd done, if I'd changed anything, how I'd gone about it, and just said, you might want to think about some medication with cholesterol. That's all I was interested in. And my thoughts on cholesterol, I don't have a real worry with it. Your body produces cholesterol, your brain's made up of 30% cholesterol. Cholesterol's in your body produce hormones, so to me, it's actually come down a little bit. I can show you that too. It's down actually too. So not concerned at all, but blood test proves that I'm on the right track, and yeah, still in the not where I want to be, but getting closer. And hopefully next blood test, I'll have this, I'll have the diabetes under control. So my weight now is 69 kilos, so down from when I first started around the 79 kilos. So that's going well. It's roughly around 13% of my total body weight, and that's sort of what Professor Ross Taylor's saying in out of the UK. He says his theory is that everyone's got like a personal fat threshold where if they can stay around or under that, they can keep diabetes under check. So I don't know, this might be my body weight where I have to stay, and it shows you too. I think I'm probably lighter than when I was in my early 20s. I don't think like I was playing a bit of soccer and whatever, but I don't think I was ever any less than 69 kilos. It might have been around that mark, but I've got down to it, and it's very doable. Like 52 years of age or 53 years of age, and managed to do it and done it fairly quickly and pretty successfully. So the other thing I did was the DEXA scan. I did that DEXA scan. That was done early January, and you'll see I'm down to 21% body fat. They had me at 28 when I first started, and you'll see like my total mass is down around 9 kilos, and my fat mass of that 7 kilos is fat mass. So that's fat that's come off me, and that's a good sign. Hopefully, mainly it's visceral fat, which is the fat that really does damage to to everyone. If you've got a high visceral fat, it leads to a lot of complications. So they say that visceral fat's one of the best, first things that'll go when you start to lose weight. So that's all the fat around your organs, which does all the damage. You'll see also I've lost a bit of lean mass. Only about 2.5 kilos, but that's why I've been keeping the exercise going, and I'm happy with how that's all going. Like I'm still maintaining muscle, so obviously, you lose weight, some of that will be muscle. So at the moment, 69 kilos, and stay around this sort of body fat percentage, and I think I'll get to where I need to be. So still exercising, and I'm still doing my weight routine, my resistance training, which is I push-pull legs, doing at least, try and do 4 sessions a week at least. And I signed up, thought I was a bit younger than I was probably, but started to play a bit of soccer with my 2 sons, 7-a-side soccer, and also signed up with an over 45s team, local team, and actually got injured my calf. So I've had to stop walking, and it was fairly bad. Like the first, I wasn't able to walk there for a week or two. It was a fairly bad calf tear. But what I've also did, I brought it's a combination like chin-up bar, dip bar, and I'm doing a lot more. When I'm going to the gym, I'm doing a lot of exercise with body weights. I'm doing a lot of chin-ups. You see it's developing my back pretty well, and you'd also do dips, a lot of dips and push-ups. So that's what I'm doing exercise-wise, like just trying to build as much muscle or maintain muscle now that I've lost that weight. And also saunaing, probably minimum 4 or 5 times a night, and like I said, I do, like in previous videos, I'm doing that later in the night. It helps me sleep. And supplements, like the only supplement I'm taking is I take a bit of magnesium after I have the sauna. I have a good sweat, and then I'll have a shower, and I'll finish that shower with a bit of cold water for probably, well, now it's winter, it's getting a bit colder, but maybe 30 seconds, and then I'll get out and I'll have some magnesium just before I go to bed, because I was getting just getting some cramps early on, but this, since I've been taking that, I no longer have any cramps at all, so that's the only supplements I take. This exercise program, hopefully my leg gets a bit bigger and I may get back to the soccer field, but I don't know, it might be a couple of months before that happens. So the change I made in my diet was after about, I suppose, week 8 or 9, I think it was. The only thing I changed is I stopped counting calories. So from then on, I've eaten as much as I wanted to, really. And your body will tell you how you're going when you're eating so much protein. You sort of, well, I feel like I can't overeat protein. Your body just says you've had enough, and that's it. I'm eating a lot of obviously animal protein, animal-based protein. So I'm eating poultry, seafood, beef, lamb, pork, and with that I'm eating, sometimes just I'll have that protein with say eggs, and that's me. Some other times I'll eat vegetables with it, but it's usually fermented vegetables like your olives, sauerkraut, artichokes, pickled onions. Sometimes, but when I go out, I suppose, and Renelle and I will usually order a steak or whatever, and obviously don't have the mashed potato, but I'll have a bit of steamed greens with that. I'll eat that, that's fine. And eating a lot of cheese. Now I eat a lot of cheese. Mainly, I suppose, the less processed stuff. So I'm looking for good aged cheeses like Gorgonzola and a good goat cheese. So you eat them, and also if I get a little bit hungry here and there, I'll snack on, say, a few macadamia nuts, something like that, and that gets you through. So the foods I'm not eating, obviously, is no pastas, no rice, no potatoes, obviously no sugar, and nothing processed coming out of the packets, not for me. Still drinking, well, a lot of sparkling mineral water and coffee. And what I do now with my coffee is I'll have full cream milk. Full cream milk, just full cream, like pure cream in the bottom of it. I don't drink milk at all, actually, while I'm on that. And I actually love the cream, and sometimes I actually take a sip of it. I love it, like the full fat cream. The only thing with this diet, like I'm maintaining the weight without any problem, and that's just eating until, well, I'm not hungry anymore. And sometimes the later I eat, say 2 or 3 in the afternoon, I'll just have the one meal. I'll have a big steak, eggs, some fermented vegetables. That'll get me through till the next day. But one thing I have really noticed is just how my stomach feels and the indigestion. Like I was eating when I was, well, pre-diagnosis, and I was drinking alcohol, obviously, but a lot of carbs and that, but I was basically maybe having my land every second day, and I always had a packet of quickies with me. But that's all stopped off, and I feel very, I suppose the way I describe it prior was when I used to eat seafood only, it used to sit, I used to always feel very light in the stomach, and now when I'm just eating basically protein, no carbohydrates, like a very low carbohydrates, that's how I feel. So feel really good in the stomach, and like I said, I'm not hungry at all. I just basically eat when I'm hungry, and if I stick to those foods, maintain my weight without a problem. The improvements in my health that I've noticed, like I explained in the previous video, my last update, obviously my sleep. still sleeping well. I've got a good pattern going there. Yeah, that's going great. Like urinating frequently is all gone. Another thing, a big improvement I noticed, when I was first diagnosed, I had to go and see the diabetic care nurse. One of the first things she did was she took my blood pressure. And I think it was, from memory, around the 155/90 something, and she got quite concerned about it. We took it 3 times that day in the space of, say, 3-4 minutes, and it wasn't coming down. It stayed well, like above 150/90 or whatever it was, and she sort of said, you might have to look at some sort of medication or some way of controlling this. She was quite concerned about it, obviously. So, and I was concerned too, but I, like I said, didn't go down the medication track. So about a month ago, I purchased a blood pressure monitor, and I've taken my blood pressure at most mornings and sometimes through the day, but now I'm getting readings in the 125, over 80 or a bit under 80, between the 125, 135 mark. So that's come right down. And what I did notice too, when I jumped on the diet early on, I was starting, and this might be something to do with blood pressure. I used to get a lot of, if I got up quickly, I was getting very lightheaded, felt like maybe my blood pressure was low at the time. So maybe that was where, changes started to occur, and now my body's adjusted. I don't get them anymore. But that was like for maybe a period of 3-4 weeks, probably a bit more, that I was getting it. It was, so yeah, that's stopped. And so yeah, blood pressure's down, very good sign. We all know the complications of blood pressure, not very good. Obviously my body shape has improved, less weight, a lot more energetic, have no issues at work at all, and that's with, obviously I'm doing a bit of fasting, so I'm not eating until, well, usually not before 12, and sometimes later. Sometimes I won't eat until I get home, and my energy levels are up. I don't have any issue with that at all. Like, you obviously start to become hungry, but my body doesn't seem to have any issues with energy levels. The other thing I noticed too, I look at a photo like late last year, and you'll see my big improvements in my face. To me, my face looks a lot healthier. It's not that puffy, I don't know, carby looking face. So big improvements there too. So yeah, happy with my improvements in the health and feeling great with it. So if I keep improving, who knows how good I'll feel.